Hey guys, what's going on? It's Twintuitive 717. I am back with another video. I hope everyone is doing incredibly well. And this reading is for those of you who are truly feeling the romance in your connection. You're feeling the intimate pull. You may be in separation, you may be not. It doesn't matter. If you are in separation, and it can be very confusing because you're away from this person. It's uncertain as to whether or not a romantic connection or even physical intimacy, spiritual intimacy will happen. But all you know in your heart is that you feel it. So my advice is surrender. Allow yourself to feel and love. Allow yourself to experience the connection with your person. And I've shared this in past readings before where I talk about a sense of acceptance, like, whether your person is reciprocating or not, whether they admit to this twin flame journey or deep connection between you two, they could be blocking you, like whatever the case is. If you authentically feel in your heart that you love this person, then you have to admit that to yourself, regardless of how they feel. And once you take ownership of that, you take ownership of your own feelings, your own life, and the decisions that you're consciously making, okay? And the decision that you're consciously making is to honor what you feel in your heart and mind and body. And a lot of the times that's what happens is, when we meet our twin flame, it can get very intense. And in a moment's notice, it can get very ugly and very bitter and very push and pull and the ghosting and I know for those of you too who are experiencing the love, the romance, everything in your heart is saying that this is real. Accept it, trust yourself. It can be rocky out there on YouTube, especially in the comments. And, when you try to view the readings, of course, your mind is curious and you'll go scrolling through those comments, and they can be very off-putting at times. And, I just want to remind you guys that if you're tuning into these types of readings, that there's a chance that your mind and body and intuition is already telling you what you need to know about your person. So don't let people in the YouTube comment section get into the way of your connection. And, if the reading doesn't resonate for whatever reason, make sure you guys are taking accountability and clicking off. Only feed your soul, body, and mind content that will help you to grow, help you to persevere and advance. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dip. Oh, that one. Let's go ahead and dip, and this one fell right out, but let's go ahead and dip into the tarot of sexual magic, and we'll find out what messages want to come out on your journey. Okay, put together the puzzle pieces of what's happening right now with the Twin Flame Collective, if this is your reading. So I see some major arcanas here coming out. We have the Justice card. And we also have the High Priestess, along with the Hermit. I'll tell you guys right off the bat that I definitely know that the High Priestess is a lot of the Divine Feminines right now staying the course. I think I actually talked about this in a Patreon reading, so it's interesting the High Priestess comes up. But this speaks about the blessings and the justice coming in for the Divine Feminines, because you guys had that higher awareness, your intuition, your spiritual gifts, and rather than running from it or trying to shut it off or trying to shut it down or doubt it, you guys delved right in and started studying, whether it was tarot, crystals, Reiki, just your psychic abilities, whatever spiritual gifts were coming your way. Many of you took the necessary time out from chasing your counterpart and really delved into your spiritual gifts. And really, the twin flame journey kind of gets a bad rap, I feel, because it can be so focused on, a relationship. And, it's a tough pill to swallow for just one person to try to be out there sharing information about positive relationships, right? Or positive romantic relationships and things like that. But, more so I feel that this is a reminder that many of the Divine Feminines have followed their intuition. A lot of you have allowed yourselves to be guided by the elements, by nature, by astrology. Many of you have taken on many spiritual practices, and it's brought you a lot of justice here in the connection, because it took you right out of that chaser mode. It took you right out of these cycles. Many of you were able to cut through or break free from a lot of the repetitive cycles that you were experiencing with your twin flame. And you're being rewarded. A lot of you are being rewarded so much to the point where you don't even have time to think about your counterpart, or many of you have healed, the obsession or the need to know, or, how is this going to manifest into a physical relationship? A lot of you have really let go and have started focusing on yourself, studying your own crafts, getting back in touch with your ancestors, ancestral healing, the gifts that your ancestors have left behind for many of you to dig into. A lot of you might be returning back to old spiritual practices that maybe not your parents, but maybe your parents' grandparents did, okay? Maybe a lot of you had great-great-grandparents that would take part in certain spiritual traditions and rituals, and many of you are starting to get back in touch with that, because I feel like, the Hermit card here, many of the Divine Feminines went through this Hermit energy where all you did was think about your Divine Masculine. Maybe a lot of you healed codependency, a lot of you healed things that were coming up with your sexuality, because a lot of you had your sexuality kind of awaken when you met your Divine Masculine in a very raw way. And that needed a lot of balancing there as well, with the Justice card here coming through. And I feel like a lot of you who did, kind of overcome that energy to the point now where your masculines are chasing you. I feel like, the Two of Pentacles here indicates like a balance. It's like, this is the way I feel that it's been intended to be. Because I feel like the feminine has the ability to lead. She's very fertile with ideas, and the masculine's just waiting to fertilize it, type of thing. And this really took a transformation to occur. So there's some of you that kind of went full on into the Strength card, really kind of just started cutting through a lot of your obstacles. A lot of you maybe like fire signs, and those of you in the Pentacles signs or the Earth signs. And then for some of you who are in like that Cups energy or water signs, and even air signs who are very much in their thoughts, a lot of you really studied your practice, okay? And that's been like your superpowers. Is like your knowledge about this twin flame journey, and realizing that, union meant union with yourself first. And so it put both of you into the Hermit energy, I feel. The Divine Feminine had her turn, and now many of you are witnessing your Divine Masculines have their turn in this Hermit energy. So they could be learning a variety of things right now, guys, but behind closed doors, like, all they want to do is approach you. All they want to do is come forward. Like, they don't want anybody but you, and they are not backing down from this connection. They aren't. Like, a lot of them are wanting to communicate, but they know it's not the right time to do that. They're thinking a lot about you. They feel like this is true love, and they somehow messed it up. It's almost like they're pleading to the universe, like, I didn't know. I didn't recognize her. I didn't know that this was my twin flame. Bring her back, and I swear to God, I'll do the right thing. Those are the types of things that they're saying. And I feel, too, a lot of your masculines never thought that they would catch themselves praying or just trying to figure out, like, why is this connection so deep? Why is it so triggering? And the information that they keep coming up with is making them grow spiritually. I feel like a lot of your masculines are going down rabbit holes as well when it comes to their spiritual awakening, and really finding things that they align with. Just like manifesting, wanting better for themselves, really wanting to show up as a king for you, Divine Feminine, because I feel that many of you too are very fiercely independent. But in the interactions that you've had with your masculine, there's been a sense of vulnerability within you too, Divine Feminine, where it's like, as much as you don't need anybody, you've kind of like secretly spoken to your masculine's heart, where it's like, you need him. You need him to make love too. And that's pretty much it. No, I'm just kidding. But you guys know what I mean? Like, it's like, I feel like that's what he's thinking in his head. It's like he's watching you and observing you and realizing that, you know, in the physical world, you really don't need anything. But at the end of the day, he can feel you spiritually as well, where a lot of them are just wanting to like be there to provide that touch. I see a lot of masculines too wanting to massage you. I don't know why that's coming out, and it's so random and weird. Maybe it's the way he's like creeping up on her. She thinks he's gonna like start kissing her neck. He's like, no, I'm totally gonna massage your shoulders and take all that tension away. Meanwhile, it's like sexual tension. She's like, you don't need to be rubbing my shoulders, bro. Kidding. Okay, guys, I am gonna draw a few more cards here. From this deck, I want to get a little bit more about what's on the masculine's mind. Like, it seems as though they're wanting to like send a message in this card, but they just can't seem to get it right. They might be like typing out text messages to you and then deleting it before it even gets sent, or they may send it and then unsend it. So you guys might get a notification from them, and all of a sudden when you go to check your messages, it disappears. So they're sending things and unsending it. It's like they want to make their message to you so perfect because of all of the reflection that they've done in this hermit energy. But they need to like gather themselves. But let's go ahead and take a peek into their minds anyway and find out some of the things that they want to share with you, or things that they've been going through. Oh, we have 2 messages here. Okay, so I need to get stable first. This has been a consistent energy. I think this card already came out, but many of them are balancing their pentacles. They're not going to share that with you, like just straight up, Divine Feminine. Like, even just speaking from like a man's perspective, they don't need you to worry about that. You know, like they're not going to come to you physically and say, oh, you know, I'm working on getting a second job. I need it. No, like they have their pride in a sense. And I think the pride card came out in the Patreon reading as well. Guys, check me out on Patreon for the last few readings that I did, because the messages are, you know, a huge confirmation. It's almost like the energy is totally the same. It's like the cards don't lie. The energy will always validate itself, you know. But if you guys are just wondering why they're MIA or why they're silent, a lot of them want you to know, like, they need to get stable. They need to get their money right. They're never going to physically come out and tell you that. They would rather stay away from you and show up and give you everything that you've desired than come towards you on and off to be like, you know, damn, no, like, it doesn't feel right. Like, I don't have time, like, to go out. I work 16 hours a day. Like, where would I find time to, you know, date you and take you out places? Like, they want to give you what you deserve. And for a lot of, like, I feel like maybe younger masculines too, again, they can't come out and say this type of stuff. That's why they're so frustrated here in this card, right? It's like, how are they going to come out and tell you that? But the High Priestess doesn't expect him to, right? That's why you guys are, you know, getting the vibes here in the tarot readings, right? To let you guys know what's up with the High Priestess energy there, right? So that way you guys are able to kind of give them their space and be like, okay, you know what? I had a feeling that they were working, or, you know, like, you guys don't feel any scandalous energy going on in their frequency. It's more just like, you know, that something's up, and you might be focused too on working, Divine Feminine. That's how you know the energies are aligning, right? Like, you might be very focused too on doing your own thing, which is why you don't have time to run him down for these questions, because you already know what he's trying to say. Okay, let's see what the other message here says. So you're a kind person, and it's an attractive quality. Okay, so like I'm saying, you don't want answers from your Divine Masculine, right? Like, you guys are the High Priestess. You guys are getting the scoop from Soul Family, right? So we're good. And they love that you're just a kind person. Like, many of them watch you and observe you from afar, and maybe many of you like love animals, or maybe you're a cat lover, dog lover. You might be surrounded by beautiful things, family that really loves you. You might show, like, or demonstrate a lot of actions and things like that, or just the way they watch you interact, I guess, on maybe social media, or just natural things that are going on in your life. I feel like they're just falling in love with the beautiful person that you are. And that's the Two of Pentacles energy here. Like, they're really sneaking up on you because they want to give you everything that you deserve, like, even though you don't need it. And they want you to know that, like, you're their wish come true as well, with the star there in the background. You're each other's wish come true. And the way she's kind of facing out the window towards the water here, I feel like she really trusts her Divine Masculine to come forward when he's ready. Because a lot of you are trusting in divine timing and things like that now. And the reason that you are is because many of you have been so focused on your own lives. building your own talents and skills, getting out of those 9 to 5 jobs that really irritate your soul, being surrounded in toxic environments. Many of you are like, you know what? It's true. Like, I don't really have time to focus on a relationship with my divine masculine, because if he showed up, like, I don't want to be like stuck in my job being miserable. Like, I want to be with him, and I want to pursue our passions, and I want to do things that we love. That's why your twin flame comes into your life and causes those tower moments. It's because when you two are ideally together, the goal is to embody what a healthy relationship looks like. Both partners have their own lives, have things going on, are able to share their passions with each other and have that be very fulfilling, so that they can hopefully create a legacy, or you're just supposed to vibe with someone that you feel completely aligned with. And lately, based on what your masculine sees, like, they really want to vibe with you, divine feminine. Like, I feel like you inspire them to get in touch with like their community, or just be nicer to people, is what I'm getting. You put a smile on their face, even if you guys aren't in communication right now, and let's say they're watching your social media, or they'll look for like little updates you post or memes that you post, and they'll kind of have a smile to themselves. I see like your page or your social media pages as like those therapy pages that they go to, where they just kind of visit it and they like to see what you're doing. For those of you who have your masculines blocked and you've been getting that inkling to unblock them, or just kind of subtly reach out in that way or send that message, it's maybe a confirmation, but do it when you're ready. This is just, a general reading here with a general message, but it might be a confirmation to some of you. Because again, like, I know what it's like to block your masculine, guys. Like, I've been there. My masculine's blocked me. I blocked him. We've deleted each other. We've come back together. The whole shebang, But, the thing is like, a lot of you know that by sharing a lot of your lighthearted energy with your divine masculines, even in the subtlest of ways, makes you both feel very balanced. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and get another message. I'll do one more shuffle, and then that's the last set of cards I'll take. We'll wrap up the reading. Okay, so you look so innocent, and I love knowing you're not. Ooh, that's a cheeky message. Okay, wow. I guess that kind of takes me to this high priestess over here. Okay, so many of you studying your craft, just kind of being like this, I don't know, brainiac. I don't know why this word comes to my mind, but like, a lot of you are very like focused on something. You're very sweet, and you're very kind, and you're caring to others. You might be the type of person to like stand up for other people, and you just have this very sweet look about you. But I feel like what your masculine's trying to say in this card here is that they really remember and miss the intimate moments that you guys have had. I feel like this is a divine masculine that kind of stops and says to himself, like, I can't believe we've had some of the conversations that we've had. Even if it was a long time ago, like at one point you guys connected very like intimately or sensually, maybe, I don't know, sexting, or, you might have shown your divine masculine, your naughty side, divine feminine, and it kind of, blows their mind that they were able to get a glimpse of that side of you. I feel like a lot of them are just like, it still blows my mind. And a lot of them have screenshots too saved of the conversations that you guys have had, maybe even like phone recordings and things like that. And, maybe you don't know this divine feminine, or maybe you do and it's a validation. But yeah, I don't know why that took a turn like that. It's almost like the divine masculine's like, don't forget to get that message in there. But yeah, this is a divine masculine that definitely, they long for you. They miss you. They're going to take their time to come forward and communicate, because I feel like they want it to be just right. But they definitely think about you and reminisce about a lot of the moments that you guys have had together. And yeah, this is definitely something that they kind of want to end off by saying that, I don't know, divine feminine, you're not so innocent. I feel a lot of sexual undertone to that message. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. And yeah, all right. Check me out on Patreon, guys. I love you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you in the next reading. Okay? Bye.